Hello folks, today I'm going to review a new watch that I acquired, and this is the SKX033 7S260040. So we'll just call it the SKX033 Pepsi. This is a watch which has been around for a number of years. I think this was launched around about 1996 or so. And it had a production run till about 2008. It's a beautiful watch, and it does belong to the family of XKX watches, with one of the ones which is the XKX007, which is the main diver watch, which is well recognized, but this has now become a collector's item as well. And this one was in particularly good condition. It caught my eye on an auction site here in the UK, and I managed to win the bid. So here it is. So let's take a closer look at the watch and the specification. Okay, so I'll just take it out the case. Now this is not the actual watch case, but I just borrowed it for now. Okay, so let's take a closer look at that. So this is a watch which does have water resistance to about 100 meters. Unlike many other Seiko watches, Seiko 5s especially, this has a screw-in crown as well, which is a great thing to have. And then if we look at the bezel width, it is 39 millimeters excluding the crown. So across there it's 39 millimeters excluding the crown, which is slightly smaller than some of the modern watches we're getting. Currently, I think the sweet spot's between 40 and 42 millimeters, isn't it? And then if we look at the actual bezel, it's not made of anything else. It is metal, and it is quite a nice bezel. I believe this is the original bezel, because a lot of people do mod these watches and change things around. But you know, I got it from a chap up in Scotland who sent it to me well packed, and it's in very good condition, to be honest. The only thing I did have to do, I did have to replace the bracelet, because the bracelet he sent me, which was the original Oyster one, as such, was too small. So he'd obviously taken some links out, and they were, you know, the watch came and it just didn't fit me, so I had to change the bracelet. So I wanted to enjoy the watch on my wrist, so what I did was I basically got a bracelet from another watch, 22 millimeters, and then just fitted it for now. But I have ordered what they call a Jubilee 22 millimeter bracelet for the watch. I like the Jubilee over the Oyster. This is known as the an Oyster design, that is, but it's quite lightweight really compared to modern watches. I like a bit of heft to the bracelet as well. So coming back to the watch, the face dial is a navy blue color. And the indices are really nice. They've got a silver outlining. And this is often called the Seiko Submariner, because it does share some design features with the Submariner. But to me, I like the, I like the pointers, the hands. I think they're a nice shape. And this is the 7S26 movement. So it doesn't have hacking. And when you adjust the time, the seconds hand doesn't stop. Okay, so there's no winding on this watch. It is basically, you need to shake it and get it going, but it does have quite a good reserve on it as well. So you know, once you've worn it for a little while, it does wind up quite nicely. And you know, this one I think keeps time to within 20 seconds a day, which is within the tolerance. Yeah, so it's a really nice watch. So what I'll do now is I'll just take it off this and show it to you. So please remember, this is not the original bracelet, but I've kind of put this on there for now. So there we are. Take a closer look at the watch. I like the way that Seiko is not printed on there. It's actually applied on there. And there's a slightly darker sort of graphite silver color, catches the light very nicely. Quite a well-proportioned watch, quite beautiful in many ways. And then if we look at the side profile there, it's kind of high polish finish. Please remember this watch is about 18. I think this one probably dates back to the early part of the millennium. So this one is about 20. I would say about 24, 25 years old. And that's the back. You can see that's in pretty good condition, isn't it, really? It will be interesting to see what this watch looks like with the Jubilee bracelet when it arrives as well. But there you are. The glass is not sapphire. It's the Hardlex glass that Seiko put on their watches. Yeah, it's a nice watch. It's water resistant to 100 meters. But you know, when you have old watches with old seals, it's probably not a good idea to take them into deep water. So yeah, if I get a splash on this one, I guess it's not a problem really, because what I'm going to be doing really is just keeping that crown screwed in. This is a really good addition to my watch collection. Previously, I did have a watch called the Seiko SNZH51K1, which is also listed under my reviews. That watch didn't get a lot of wrist time. It kind of like just faded into the other watches that I had. But this one, I think, because it's different, it's the Pepsi version. It's got a different type of personality. I think every watch collection should have a Seiko in there. So I'm really pleased to add this to my collection. Please like and subscribe and tell me what you think of this review and this watch. And thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.